Okay, I hope you guys can see me. It is the stormiest, darkest afternoon ever. And of course, like 2 hours ago, I was like, I should start filming a little earlier. And I really should have, because I have my lights up to the max and this room still feels dark. But we're gonna pay that no mind because I'm doing one of my favorite videos, a dupes video. I do these every other month-ish. I will link my playlist if you wanna watch some more drugstore dupes videos just like this one. So today I'm gonna be sharing 6 drugstore dupes that I've recently found, and most of them are dupes for products I already really like. So I'm excited to save y'all some money. And again, if you do enjoy this kind of video, I hope that you'll stick around, subscribe, check out some of my other videos, whether you're into dupes videos, maybe you like more like lifestyle vlogs type stuff. I do that too. I'd love to have you join our little family. All right, so let's just kind of go in order of how I applied this, because you're gonna get to see all of these applied to my face side by side, so you can kind of see what do they literally look like when you put them on side by side, but then also swatches and stuff like that. So first thing is this foundation. It is a $60 foundation from Guerlain, and it's their L'Essentiel Natural Glow Foundation. So this is one that I fell in love with like a year-ish ago because it has this beautiful glow, but it's not overpowering at all. And it gives that medium level of coverage that I personally just really like. And so I fell in love with it, was kind of like, dang it. I mean, I'm glad I love it, but also like, I don't want to have to buy this again if I don't have to, you know, once I use it up, because it is expensive. But there was another foundation I'd been loving alongside it, just separately. And it wasn't until a few months of using them both separately that I realized, wait a minute, I think I love both of these so much because they are dupes for each other. And as I started trying them side by side, they really are. That would be the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation. This one is absolutely a dupe for the Guerlain one, and price-wise, the L'Oreal one ranges anywhere from like $10 to $16, kind of depending on when you buy it, where you buy it, you know, if there's a coupon, whatever. So here you can see me applying the more expensive one here on my right, which is your left as you're watching. It just took me a minute to figure that out, by the way. And it, again, just gives that really nice, your skin but better look, but kind of amped up a bit. I do feel like there's a little bit more coverage, and it just looks really pretty. Every time I wear this foundation, I feel like I'm having a good skin day. But to show you the L'Oreal one alongside it, I feel like as I apply this one, same thing. It just gives that medium level of coverage, a nice glow without being shimmery or oily or anything like that. And I feel like both of them stay in place pretty well throughout the day. I don't think either of these are gonna be the foundation you go to if you need your foundation to last like 16 hours. I don't think either of these will like stand up to that perfectly by the end of the day. But I feel like this formula for both of these is a very 2020, 2021 foundation type. I think a lot of people are kind of leaning towards this, where it's not super full coverage, but it's also not so low coverage that you didn't cover anything. You know what I mean? You feel like, why did I even put it on? These are perfect. They're like the Goldilocks foundation. So wanted to mention it, huge price difference, but I definitely feel like you'd be happy either way, but you can definitely save the money. By the way, I wear 02C in the Guerlain, and then I wear Rose Ivory 15 in the L'Oreal. Oh, and one more thing about it, and then we can move on. I do think that the L'Oreal one is almost slightly thinner than the Guerlain when it comes to like the consistency, but it's not enough of a difference that I feel like it makes a difference in how you apply it or how it looks or anything like that. Okay, now we can move on. All right, the next dupe I have for you is one for the Glossier Boy Brow. This is one that I didn't used to like this kind of product, but now I really do. Like, it's the kind of product I reach for my brows pretty much exclusively. Boy, this has been a cult favorite for years now, and it's not crazily priced. Let me double check the price here. Yeah, $16 for this I don't think is insane, but I got you because I've got one that's $4 that I actually think is better than this. Okay, it is a Tuesday, and they do like pedal bus things where you can like drink and you pedal if you've ever, I don't know if your city has those. Who's doing this on a Tuesday at like 3 p.m.? On a rainy Tuesday, like a stormy, they need to get into a bar safe. Anyway, so the dupe I have, I know I'm scatterbrained, is from e.l.f. It is their Wow Brow. This is $4. I want to explain why I like the e.l.f. one better. So let me show you how these apply. The Glossier one I applied, it goes on really easily. It's got a teeny tiny spoolie brush, both of them do. And I just feel like it easily glides a little bit of color on. But the e.l.f. one, I feel like, and this is maybe more of a personal preference, has just a little less pigmentation. And so I feel like I can be a little more haphazard with it, and it looks better than if I'm haphazard with the Glossier one. So is that enough of a difference that it's like, if you had Glossier, like a gift card, or you just love it, they're so similar, you guys, but I really do like the e.l.f. one better. So I actually just bought another one at Target because mine was running low and it's so good. And I still can't believe it's only $4. But I feel like once they're on, like, you really cannot tell a difference. And so if you're just buying it for the format of it and you don't want to have to think too much about it, I really would recommend the e.l.f. even over the Glossier. All right, this is one of my favorite dupes. Now, this is not going to be a shade for shade dupe. It's more of a vibe dupe. I have loved for a couple of years this $40 palette from M Cosmetics. It's their Divine Skies one, and it's called Magic Hour. I love it. I love it so much. Every time I do a look with it, whether I'm just using like one of the shimmers and just like blending into the crease, it just always looks so effortless, chic, pretty. It catches the light beautifully. So I've loved this for a while. Well, as I said, it's $40 and it's a little bit harder to get your hands on. You have to buy it from the M Cosmetics site. And that's just another thing, like, you know, you're buying it from a separate site, so you might have to pay for shipping, depending, etc. Well, I discovered this $4 palette from Ulta, and it is from the brand Essence, and it is the Coral Me Maybe eyeshadow palette. Also has 6 shades, 3 of them are shimmers, 3 of them are mattes, just like the M Cosmetics one. But you'll see, and especially looking at the swatches, they're not shade for shade dupes. But boy, oh boy, is the vibe incredibly similar. So I did my eyes today with the 2 separate palettes, with the M Cosmetics on this side, just using like the pinky shimmer all over. Then I used the pinky shimmer from the Essence one. So, you know, as you see me doing it, it's not exact, but I feel like it's so close, and like looking in the mirror now with everything blended together, it's not even that obvious that they're slightly different shades. But if you are wanting the vibe of this, but you really don't want to spend $40, the Essence one is, I think, almost more pigmented, just as easy to blend as the M Cosmetics. And if you're really just looking for these colors, you might really like this. The one thing, and this is more of a like personal thing, I wish there were, like, I like the kind of lighter brown in the M Cosmetics, whereas the only darker brown they have here is a really deep brown. So that would be the biggest difference for me, that I was like, I would reach for the M1 over this for that, but otherwise the same thing. And y'all, that is a $36 price difference. That's insane. I feel like my lips are looking dry. I have been reaching for always wearing glosses over like lipsticks because I just hate how like lined my lips are, but also like I'm not feeling a gloss today, guys. You just have to deal with my lined lips. If you are wondering what I'm wearing, it's the Smashbox lip liner in medium neutral rose, and then this Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Wedding Bells. This formula, this is not an official dupe here, but I do feel like the Charlotte Tilbury formula is awfully similar to the Maybelline lipsticks, their cream line. So like if you look on the bottom of their lipsticks, there's like, I don't know exactly what they are, but there's like their cream line, matte, whatever else. Their cream line is very similar, just saying. Not an official Jessica Braun dupe, but it's unofficial. I don't know what makes it official in the first place. So next up is a bronzer, and I've actually had a lot of you guys ask about this particular one. It's from Charlotte Tilbury. It's their Airbrush Matte Bronzer. This is a giant honkin' pan. It's huge. It's like literally the size of my face. Packaging, 15 out of 10, absolutely stunning, a magnetic closure, love it. But the end of the day, like when I first tried this, I was like, it really is just a matte bronzer. Like it's got nice pigmentation, it blends pretty well, but it's just a matte bronzer, and it's $55. I mean, I guess it's good that it is ginormous. It is a little over half of an ounce, or 16 grams. But I absolutely found a dupe that is exactly the same, and it's from e.l.f., and this one retails for $6, so you'd be saving a cool 49 bucks. It's also a matte bronzer. I have the shade Forever Sun Kiss, which I really do feel like is super close to the number 2 medium shade in the Charlotte Tilbury. They look the same. When I'm applying the Charlotte Tilbury one, it goes on really smoothly, definitely can pack a punch, and I am using a denser brush here. And so that is one thing. If you use a more diffused brush, you can definitely get a little bit more of a diffused look. But honestly, I was just like vibing on some bronzer today. Same with the e.l.f. It can be super pigmented, so you do have to kind of be careful, but they look the same. They look exactly the same. They apply the same. I feel like the longevity of the product is the same. In theory, this is the e.l.f. primer infused line, so they are supposed to be more long wearing. You don't have to spend the money. You really don't. Of course, packaging wise, like if you are someone that you are all about the packaging, I get it, then it is a good product, but you know, the e.l.f. one is beautiful. Also the e.l.f. primer infused blush. line is also really, really pretty. And it's, you know, the same formula really, just blush shades. So if you're looking for a good powder blush that lasts a long time, you might look at their range. Next up, I had a personal vendetta, am I using that right? To find a dupe for this. And you guys helped me on this one, actually. I have loved for years the Benefit Dallas blush, but I am terrified they're gonna discontinue it. I just have this feeling, it just boils my bones. That is not a phrase, Jess. I just know they're gonna discontinue this because it's like, it's been around too long. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like brands are like, it's old news, let's just throw it away, throw it in the trash. And it sucks because a lot of brands get rid of really good products that have been loved for years. Anyways, I love this because it's like a rosy bronze color, which is a little bit unique for a blush because it almost looks like a bronzer, but it has this rosy tint to it. And the Benefit boxed like powders, always each one has their own specific smell. It's not super like strong, like it's not crazy obvious, but it's there and I just love it. Anyway, you guys had messaged me, a couple of you guys, and said this is totally a dupe, or at least really close. That would be the Essence The Blush in the shade 20 Bespoke. Y'all, very similar. Look at the swatches here. I will say the Essence definitely has like shimmer, but when you apply them, especially, you know, obviously with the blush brush, they look the same on the cheeks. And I am constantly impressed with the wear time of the Essence ones. If you like more of like a pink tone, they have one in the shade Befitting. Gorgeous, like slightly light pink, but kind of peachy blush, like an everyday blush. Total similar vibe blushes, similar wear time, looks the same on the skin, even though swatch-wise they are a little different. But I did want to give kind of a random shout out to another product that I feel like the Essence one is kind of a dupe for, and that's the Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur in Blurred Buff. Very similar. Look at the swatch here. Again, it's more of a vibe and a similar look on the skin than it is an exact color dupe. And definitely formula-wise, the Bare Minerals is different because it's more of a cream to powder, which I love. And it works really well with like a stippling brush, like this Real Techniques one. It applies so easily. So wanted to give that a little shout out, even though that's not like a drugstore dupe, but this is a dupe for that. By the way, if you're curious about like other makeup I'm wearing that I'm not showing, I have another dupe here in a sec, but there are a few things I'm wearing that you didn't see me apply. Just if you're curious, I use the Kosas Cloud Set Powder in Feathery just all over my face as like a powder. I use the Revolution Eye Bright Concealer on my under eye. I've really been enjoying this. I want to say it's around $10-ish. Is that right? At Ulta. Really like it. I finally bought a new one. I was out. The Physicians Formula Waterproof Ultra Fine Liquid Liner. I love this stuff. And then my mascara is the Lancome Lash Idole mascara, which I've really been loving. I think that's everything other than what I'm about to tell you here, which is a dupe for this product. This is the Hourglass Vanish Highlighter Stick. I have it in the shade Champagne Flash. This is special to me because it's one of those, you know, it's a highlighter stick, and if you get a little bit on your finger and just tap it in place, it doesn't disturb the makeup beneath. A lot of products like this just aren't thin enough and creamy enough to do that. A lot of them will pick up the makeup that you're kind of blending it on top of, but this one doesn't. And so that's always why I've loved it, and I've loved the way it catches the light. Well, this past year I tried the Maybelline Master Strobing Stick, and formula-wise, and that's kind of what I'm focusing on for this one. This is more of a formula dupe than it is a shade dupe, and you'll see in the swatches. This one is so similar. They're both thin, really quick and easy to tap onto the skin. Neither of them like mess up the makeup underneath as you're tapping it on. Obviously, there's a shade difference, but again, if you're just looking for a similar product and then you can find a shade that works for you, that's what I would do. I will say, at least based on what I looked at online, Hourglass had like 5 or 6 different shades of their highlighter, whereas I can only find 2 shades for the Master Strobing Stick. So that's another thing. You might look and be like, I don't really like the 2 shades that Maybelline has. That might be the reason to go for the Hourglass, but they're both beautiful. They both apply beautifully, and I feel like it catches the light so nicely that these are the kinds of products that I'll wear them and people will be like, oh, what highlighter are you wearing? You know what I mean? It's that kind of product. So pretty awesome. Those are all my dupes. I love finding these and sharing them with you guys. So I still have more. I always tell you, I try to like cater down how many I mention in a video because I find it a little overwhelming if I came at you with like 10 or 15 dupes, which is why I do it every other month, because I'm constantly finding new ones, testing new ones, hearing from you guys, dupes that you found, trying those out. So if you do have any dupes that you think are just absolutely awesome that I haven't mentioned in this video or in past dupes videos this year, please let me know in a comment. I will jot it down. I'll look into it, try it for myself as well, and possibly share about it here. I always appreciate the extra help. It's like having friends everywhere that are like, we're all just sharing our best dupes, you know? But again, I would love if you subscribed, hit that button down below, hit the notification bell as well if you want to be uploaded, or be notified. Do you want to be uploaded? What does that even mean? But if you want to be notified when I upload a new video. And of course, I'd love to say hey to you over on my social media, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It is at It's Jessica Braun everywhere, except for Facebook. It's still my old screen name, GMBeauty89. And Facebook, if you're listening, and I know you're not, I've asked you a million times if I can change my name on there, and you will not respond. I don't know what to do. Anyway, that's all, you guys. Love you. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.